Gemini, how you doing, Gemini? Could be dealing with a Libra. How are you? So if you are on my join button, you'll probably be able to see this in front of what you would be able to watch it if you are on YouTube, because they get to the join button get to watch things first ahead of time before YouTube. That's only if I'm putting things out on YouTube. This is one of them. Okay, so let's see. So for Gemini, how are you? Gemini, what have we got coming up for Gemini? So, gaslighting, confusion, possible ending, and also a beginning. Do you continue on the same path with this person? Or do you try to change the person? Or do you call it quits and just call it a day? Because I believe the Hermit for me is the major arcana of gaslighting, confusion, mental health, mind games. Not saying it's all Virgos. I'm just saying it's a card of a lot of confusion. Can't seem to find my way out of this situation because there's a lot of games that are being played and I seem to be lost. I feel on my own that can relate to a codependent energy. You don't ever pay any attention to me. I always feel like I'm alone. I always feel like I'm on my own. Okay, so do we continue to see each other or do we just end it? Okay, let's see, Gemini. So you got the Tower, avoiding an ending. Okay, so this is pretty much where you're more than likely still connected to this person, but the elephant in the room of a conversation of like, I'm so sick to death of all of this confusion, I'd rather just avoid it and not speak to you. This is like grey rock methoding someone by just giving them very quick, bland answers. Okay, and was there in Blanche for some reason? Blanching, or Lancing, or Lance, or Laura, or Louise. But again, all I'm feeling here is this grey rock method. Is when you start to complain and you're having a go at me, I'm just going to give you quick, sharp, yes or no answers. You're not going to be pushing my buttons, because this is possibly someone that's looking for an emotional response of narcissistic energy. And I'm looking for an emotional response in order for you to respond. So I've got you in the trap again of where we could replay out the same thing. Because this is like searching and destroying. Okay. So search and destroy is basically I'm seeking to destroy the relationship and then possibly gaslight you in order to make you feel like you're at fault and that you're at blame. So I'm avoiding you because I know that that's what you're doing on the other side of the scale of the other person. Okay. Could be Libra. But yeah, this is like search, destroy, searching for answers to destroy the commitment, to destroy the relationship. Okay. This is always looking for a problem. Okay. These cards, what they're meaning. I'm looking for a problem that isn't possibly there. Right. So it comes across as gaslighting. Because there may not be a problem. It could just be someone that just constantly causes problem after problem after problem. Okay, researching other people's problems, not researching my own problem. What problem do I have? It's a searching energy of outside of the energy. So it's I must get to the bottom of what's wrong with the other person, not what's wrong with the connection, not what's wrong with me. I'm searching for an answer of what's wrong with you. So it's an avoiding energy of oneself to look deep inside of oneself to find out what their problem is, right? So if you're a Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, North Node, or a Capricorn because of being 6, and you're watching and my partner constantly blames me for having mental health. My partner constantly blames me and looks for answers of what is wrong with me. And they're always telling me, well, it could be this. It could be because you have ADHD. It could be because you have bipolar. It could be because you're depressed. And the reason why this keeps going wrong and this connection keeps failing is because you have this. It's because you have that. So what it is this individual that does this, they avoid, through the Tower, they avoid what is wrong with themselves. It's kind of like that they won't look at any problem that is created within a scenario, they'll never look inwardly at themselves. Okay, they'll always project this energy outwardly to avoid themselves, but would rather it be someone else's fault. Okay, so I got a feeling you're going to have or have had a lot of blame game, right? Blaming you for this, I'm blaming you for that. Like, this is also a reflection of looking back at the past constantly. So it's like avoiding the future because the problem is the past. So they'll constantly look at where it went wrong in the past. And then the conversation would be, okay, but you did this in the past. You did that in the past. You know, you never committed to something in the past. This happened so many times because you did in the past, right? Y'all get me? So it's, like I said, they're avoiding looking at themselves here. Let's see. It would be much easier if it was someone else's fault. So then they don't have to admit defeat, because I keep picking up energies of like, you're not going to beat me. You're not going to defeat me. I'm going to defeat you, as if it's some kind of war game. Okay. Could be a Michael Douglas, could be a 5 somewhere, Sag, Taurus, Life Path 5. Let's see. Gemini, what's going on with Gemini? So the Lovers, there you are, Gemini. And then this 2 energy of Libra, break up, split up, continue on, or not. Maybe a Piscean could be involved if I say not. There's this constant yearning, right, in this reading here, that somebody keeps trying to change someone, believing that people change. That they don't. This is what keeps you in this energy here. Because I believe there's this convincing of like, well, no, let's keep doing this until things change. Let's avoid me. Let's say it's you. And let's avoid me and push, like, because 2s can be the High Priestess, right? And it's someone that avoids the conversation, but they also blame the other person to make them think that it's them. So I don't want to raise that issue, right? So I'm avoiding your temper. But then it's kind of like, okay, let's talk about that this might not be you. Let's talk about the fact that this might be you instead of me, right? So let's not talk about me. Let's talk about you, that it might be you. No, it's not me, it's you. So let's avoid me and let's constantly push the conversation away from me onto you. It's like narcissistic energy can do this. They can avoid the truth, right? So they'll lie. And they'll avoid the truth, being that it's actually coming from you. No, it's not me. No, let's avoid me and let's put it on to me lying and then put it onto you so it gaslights you to make you feel like you're at fault, that you're at blame. But they possibly won't leave. They'll probably just stay. Right. Here. So, you know, because of me, I don't believe that people change. I believe that people are who they are regardless, and they'll end up being themselves in a relationship regardless. If somebody tries to put on some sort of front in a relationship, that'll soon be sniffed out by people and friends and like, you're not acting the same as what you do with us. It's like, why are you trying to be something different? And then in a relationship, a partner will soon start to pick up eventually that they're not real, and that'll cause problems, right? So people can't never change, even though they try to act that way. So it's kind of saying to you, maybe write out a list, the pros and the cons, right? Because it was something to do with the cons club, conservative club. I'm actually looking at that myself. Anyway, this person could be a convicted felon, okay, or a feline or a Felix. But sorry, I'm picking up like this list, right? Schindler's List, Jewish, someone that's Jewish. But like write out the positives of what keeps me with you, because I got a feeling that somebody is constantly looking at the past, left side, past. One of you may be trying to concentrate on the future, which is why you're getting this 2 energy. And because one of you is stuck in the past of paranoia, worry, PTSD, you've done this so many times, blah, 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 that they could have actually turned and learned the tactics of actually gaslighting. Right? I got a feeling you guys have been gaslit up to the nines here. Up to the nines. So this is where you will probably be convinced by this person that you're probably controlling yourself, right? Because of the non-admitting energy of someone that's at fault. So my advice, and what Spirit is also saying here, because I've never really seen this before in this card, is to write out a list of what it is that you enjoy about spending time with this person. And then write out a list of the bad things that are constantly creating problems. And if you've got more of a list of negative things that are like what you're avoiding, you know, and what you don't like about the person, and the constant negative arguments and the distrust and everything, if there's a lot more of those than what there is like, wow, at least we can get past 1 or 2 days without this constantly happening, then it kind of shows you, right? Why are you actually together? Is it the constant pull of a karmic contract that because people do this, even though narcissistic supply of energy is a common fact within narcissism, right, and gaslighting, people find it very difficult to break away from that addiction of energy because of codependent, because it can also be a fear of being alone. Right? So it's because people can do this all the time, and I see it. I'm sorry if I'm banging on. But like, you know, say someone's with somebody that's like extremely good looking, or they've got stature or popularity or something, right? And you're in a group of friends and they're kind of like, you know, are you with somebody else? Yes, you're like, you know, she is like, say, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, blah, blah, blah. And people are like, my God, you're punching above your weight. And your brother, you shouldn't really be with someone like her. She's gorgeous. And like, you know, oh, you have a bit of banter, right? But control and narcissism can be like, yeah, but they keep phoning me up and they keep like saying, oh my God, I love you so much and I want to be with you and blah, blah, blah. And I can't believe that I left you and all that sort of stuff, right? And then you end up like back together through a narcissistic supply of maybe sex or instant gratification. And then you get confused of like, hold on a minute, was that me that went back and then split up during retrograde and then got back and then split up and got back? And which one is which? Am I enjoying the fact that they want me, okay, at times, or am I actually convinced that, you know, it's I'm addicted to them taking my energy because I'm really worried about being on my own, right? And this can be like time. How much time have we spent doing this? When will things actually get better? Why don't we try counselling? Why don't we try bereavement counselling? Why don't we try couples therapies? Why don't you try talking to a therapist? Right? Because this is, like I said, it's mental health, but it's a gaslighter. Someone that gaslights can convince a person that they're really mentally ill, okay? And they'll always do research on not themselves, on other people, right? Oh, do you know that, right? I hope that you do. They'll research what is wrong with someone else. So then 1 minute it'll be, you're bipolar, you're schizophrenic, you're ADHD, you have fucking blah, 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 you have this, you have that. This is the reason why this keeps happening, right? After a while, and you try to turn it around and say, right, I'm fed up with the blame now. I'm going to start now looking at what this could actually be you. The moment you tell them, they won't. Oh, no. They'll avoid it. So basically what you're doing is you're avoiding each other because you both, each other, believe that you're probably gaslighting each other, right? Don't forget, a person that is narcissistic and gaslights is so convincing, right? So let's see. Gemini, it's coming up for Gemini. King of Pentacles. So there's an extremely stable male energy possibly here. If you want someone new, this is a new person, could be just getting out of a marriage or a commitment and deciding that it's over. and then being single in order to be able to meet someone new. Because someone here has an eye on someone new, thinking, well, because this is a plan for long-term goal. I'm sorry if I constantly keep mentioning women all the time, guys, so I'm going to start mentioning the guys. This is a male energy that sometimes can be, that is thinking long-term practical goals at work. Okay. I like my work because it is steady and stable and grounded, but it's a beginning of something. It could be a contract, is pretty much what I'm doing with my business. I'm now part owner of a food franchise, and we're now franchising the company out as a brand because we've now got our brand, and your name's Brandon or Lee. But we've got our brand, we're building it up, we've got a customer base, we're now employing new people, and now we're opening up 2 other places as a brand somewhere else. Okay, so this is long-term practical work goal here, an investment of long-term, right? So that's work-related stuff that's there. Some of you, this is an instant gratification of feeling against a long-term practical goal of work. So you're more than likely going to get into this argument state of, but you don't ever think about me and my feelings. You're always at work. You don't never do this. You're never here when I need you. When I want you, you're not here. Right? Because the masculine energy here is thinking about, they're thinking that this is really not going anywhere. As a relationship, it's not going anywhere. It's just of a standstill. You're not going to beat me. You're not going to win. No matter what you do or what you say, I'm not taking blame because I will turn my back on you. And this is well, sweetheart, if you're not happy, then you make a decision to leave. No. No, I can't leave you because I've been forcing you to leave me. So then if you respond of okay, you've been forcing me to leave you, I know your tactics, you've responded to a narcissist that has then got you in an emotional response tactic, right? So this one is also trying their best not to say anything, right, that's wrong. And I'm putting this straight out there. A lot of this is males that are doing this, okay? I'm not sticking up for females all the time. This is a male here for some of this that is avoiding this conflict of paranoia, worry, distrust, delusional energy of argumentative, avoiding arguments. Now, majority of you are going to be women that are watching this and you're going to say, well, that's the male. Y'all do what you like. Don't mind, right? Here. But this is what the cards are showing me. So this male energy here is avoiding the I know that you've been gaslighting me energy here, and that I know that you want me to leave you, and that's kind of the conclusion that I'm coming up to, but I'm not going to do it because I know the fact that you will not leave me because I am your supply. I'm your supply of money. I'm your supply of stability. And if it's nothing to do with money or stability, it's just the fact that I am your narcissistic supply of making me think and feel negative about myself. Okay, because narcissists make you feel like you're worthless, like you know, blah blah blah. After a while, there's something wrong with you. You're this, you're that, you're blah blah blah. You're whichever tactic it is that they use, it's making this person here feel as if they're not good enough in order to be able to be independent on their own and do things on their own. Okay. So they're not ending the relationship. This person will never end the relationship here. This person isn't. So it's like a standoff, if you like. It's not going anywhere. It's exactly the same as it was. It will always be. So I'm just going to concentrate on the stability that is around me, which is my work colleagues, my friends, and work. I can concentrate on that because I can change that. I can make work better for me in the end when I start manipulating the energies of work and stuff like that, right? Work, becoming successful, you can alter your work and you can control that because it's not a person. Okay. When you try to control people, you get a no, right? When you try to control your life and your own life and steer it in the direction that you want, that's easily kind of tweakable and moldable into possibilities of being successful. because I'm learning by my mistakes. And I'm making plans for the future that I can start to alter to make it better. So what have we got here, Gemini? So let's have a look at the Hermit. Why is the Hermit here? Now I know and I can feel this. You got Life Path 5, Sagittal, Taurus. Major arcana energies of gaslighting, fighting in commitments and relationships, avoiding it. I know a lot of you are going to be cross-watching and blaming and doing whatever you want and saying, well, that's my star sign and that's not me. I don't mind. It's the story. Don't look at the star signs, right? But this is blaming. Married couple also. It's also a relationship. But it's dangerous energy because it's major arcana 5s and 9s, right? Let's see. Tell me more about the Hierophant. Oh, shit. This is someone that's very demanding. Wanting to know what's wrong with the relationship, but guarded and protected at the same time, not willing to look inwardly, looks outwardly. Out at who's at fault, who's at blame. My words can become very cutting when I'm realizing that I'm so protected and guarded of myself that I will not let anything go and let it out because I'm protecting myself from the energy that I feel is doing it to me. Oh, well. So, there you go. You've got a very confused person here. Now, you know me, I'm not going to sit here and lie of what I see and what I hear in readings. If you don't like it and you're squeamish, you can easily go elsewhere and let someone pertain to your feelings and your emotions that's possibly not going to help. Right? I'm about the truth of what I see in a reading. 10 of Swords. Emotionally distant. Someone's blaming someone here of having mental health. ADHD, 7 of Cups is my attention deficit, brain fog, confusion, can't think, can't remember. You know, my memory's not like it used to be. Why are you so emotionally distant? Why are you not paying attention to me? Because I have attention deficit. Oh, I'm sick death of it. This person's not cut out to be with someone that has mental health. If someone has mental health, I have ADHD. You need a really, really, really special person in order to understand if you have ADHD, because there's a lot of things that they have to realize that they have to give up in their life, and their ego is one of them. They really have to let go of their ego. Okay, like time is completely irrelevant to a person that has ADHD. Forgetfulness, very big factor. You know, not calling or forgetting to ring or forgetting to pick you up or forgetting to do whichever. That's a huge factor of a person that has ADHD. But I've said this so many different times, and I'm sure people still don't listen. If you are a cripple and you are in a wheelchair, you wouldn't say to a person in a wheelchair, it's not fair the fact that we can't go out for a walk because I like walking, and you're selfish because you're a cripple. Would you really say that to a person? No. So why would you do that to a person that has mental health problems? It's up to you, but I can guarantee it won't work. You'll get more emotional distance. Because this is like delusional energy here. Regardless. Trying to make someone slightly delusional, wondering why they're emotionally distant, wondering why they might start thinking of other options in their life because they don't want to be gaslit and they're sick to fucking death of it. And it's like, but I wonder why you keep thinking of other things than me. Right? The Tower. Why is work so more important than me? Why is this more important than me? The Tower. So we're not speaking We're not talking. We're just going to avoid the elephant. Right? Grey rock method. Try my best not to say anything to you at all, because every time I do, you complain and you moan and you say it's me. So what's the point? So I'm not going to make a decision of yes or no. Neither's the other one. You'll constantly get someone that is a supply of energy will blame you, but they'll not actually leave you. They'll say that it's you, and they'll say that it's this, and they'll say that it's that, but they will not actually say, you know what, I've called it quits because all of these things are wrong with you, so I'm going to leave because I'm the one that's complaining at you. You know, you have to have someone that complains at the other one for these kind of things to happen. The one that complains all of the time about not being satisfied and not having enough time, energy, anything, but not having enough, they won't actually leave. They'll try to convince the other one that it's your fault and that we can work on this when you start to change. Right? So one of you here at least is going to have to, at some point, have had enough and say no. Right? The lovers. Yeah, but there's this hopeful energy, still connected to the person, but isolating, being at home on my own, needing some breathing space. I like space away from my person here because of the complaining and the moaning and the constant pushing and pulling is making someone actually enjoy being on their own. It's kind of like forcing them to be on their own, if you like, but not wanting them to be. It's weird. Judgment. Leo, Aries or Sagittarian. Could be something new, but this could be the... Oh, man, I'll tell you what this really feels like also. I mean, there could be two men here, but this really feels like the fucking Jekyll and Hyde of narcissism. Of someone has a fucking spaz out moment of a day or two. And then for the day or two, they've gone AWOL, gone off on one, starts acting very, very, very multiple personality type sort of energy. And then the day after that, they're fine, bipolar possible. And you get one or two good days, two. You get 2 good days out of someone that they're feeling, oh, what's just happened? Oh, I don't know, Cinders. We just walked through a time warp and all of a sudden you're different. Until the saga continues again after day 3. Right? They turn. And they turn into something that you think, what on earth and hell is going on? For 2 days or 1 or 2 days of the week, you're fine. And you're loving and you're caring and you're not worrying about all of these sort of things. And then all of a sudden, you switch. Bipolar. Bipolar. That's not ADHD, that's bipolar. People that are ADHD, it's pretty constant. They don't never really get angry, people with ADHD. They get angry at themselves maybe, and if they're pressured. But people with ADHD, the known traits are not really aggression and arguments that they cause in relationships. Bipolar does, because most of traits within bipolar is aggression. Okay, and a Jekyll and Hyde of changing, okay, right? A person with ADHD just has hyperactive moments and then low moments of depression. 1 minute I'm depressed, which is definitely not argumentative, and emotionally distant, that's not argumentative. And then hyperactive of well, let's go out, let's do all of this, let's go for a walk, let's shop, let's overspend loads of money, right? And then you can blame and have a go at me for spending loads of money, but have ADHD, but you can tell me that it's my fault because I overspent. But bipolar is about aggression mainly. Okay. So, bipolar. King of Pentacles. Yeah. And it's hurtful for this guy. I'm sorry, man, but I'm really not going to beat around the bush. For some of this is this guy that's not doing it, that's hurt by they can't win, right? They can't win because the 5 starts from here. Here. As a major arcana energy, this person's left with the minor, right? A major incident that could have started off where it's just minor. This person's kind of like, well, it's only minor. What are you worrying about? You know, well, I need to put you down. Now, like I said, I don't want to hear from people like, yeah, but they're a cheating bastard, but they keep coming back to me and I keep taking them and I don't want them because they've gone off with another. Well, what are you moaning about? You know, thank the Lord, the fact that they've done that, right? That they're gone, that they're with someone else, right? It's bizarre to me how people can hold on to that much hurt and resentment that their person has been cheating on them for so long and they still do it and you're still holding them resentment for them. Like, good, let them go. Like, you deserve better. What are you holding on to them for? Right? Why are you so worried the fact that this guy might be in a third party if it's the guy's fault? Right? People blaming people in chats and comments and in life is something that I really try not to like involve myself in anymore, because it does not get you anywhere of blaming people. Knight of Pentacles. Sometimes it comes across when you're a tarot card reader because you've got to read people's lives. It's Knight of Pentacles. 2 of Cups. A new person on the horizon here. Yeah. In the future, there's a possible energy of someone new here. If you guys can, you know, leave yourself open and vulnerable in order to be like, right, it's done, it's over, I'm finished. Because someone here is doing this Jekyll and Hyde energy of like, okay, well, I'm sure this will soon sort itself out. And this guy can be like, no, it can't. No, I'm putting my foot down now. I'm had enough. Done, finished, out. I've had enough. This was like, no, but we can't. No. Right? No. And then new person, 2 of Cups, 6 of Cups, whenever this could be. Because it can be one, at least now I'm free in order to talk to people. Okay, or at least feel like I'm single, to be single, to change my energy and my thoughts of not being held down by this or Helga. And then I'm now free to do what I want now, which is go out with friends, meet people, you know, concentrate on clients and work, and not this. Right? You got to have a positive mind frame when you're in a commitment and trying to get out of one, because, you know, the outlook of it's all men, it's all women, they're all the same. Right, so there you go, guys. So don't forget, if you are on the join button, you would have watched this first, but please also make sure you watch it on YouTube and then it will come out on YouTube. Now, that is only happening for the people that are on for the readings that I do on YouTube. That is not going to be every single reading that I do, because I do a lot of readings for the star signs that don't come out on the join button. So if you want to join, it's $3 or $4, and I go through all 12 star signs, and I continue to put them over there every day if I can. All right, that's what you get for $3 or $4. There's 35 hours of teaching videos, how to become a psychic and understand channeling and numbers, numerology, loads of different stuff, man. And it's all $3 or $4 per month. It doesn't cost you much. The link is below. And now you also get access to whatever readings I bring out on YouTube a day or two in advance. And then you get to watch the YouTube video, okay? So thanks very much, guys. Really do appreciate it, and I'll see you soon.